A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to this Thursday night edition of Sports Tonight. It's time for us to do that business of updating you with the latest in the world of sports. And tonight we'll be doing a lot of updating around football, around tennis, around basketball. All right, so you are in for a swell time. It's a Thursday night. We will also, on the show tonight, be taking you to Washington. Our good friend who talks to us every Thursday from Washington, Sonny Young of the VOA, will also be talking to us tonight. He'll be giving us some insights into the NBA and, of course, some other stories making the rounds on the global stage. We will, of course, spend some time to discuss domestic basketball. What is the plan of the Nigerian Basketball Federation as it concerns the annual general meeting that they are proposing for next week? There's a lot of issues that the basketball community will want to address as we march on to 2017. Don't forget, it's the year of the AfroBasket tournament, and Nigeria, we are the defending champions, and the expectation is that we will be able to do it again, what we did in 2015. Thank you once again for joining us. Let me quickly tonight introduce to you my partners for this first part of the show. Wale Adigum is with us this Thursday. We are happy to have him. And of course, Yemi Adebayo is also with us as well. Yemi will be giving us a comprehensive review of what happened at Melbourne today. It's no longer news that we will be having the All Williams Sisters final. When was the last time that happened? All right, so Yemi will give us all the insights, all the details, and of course, Roger Federer is through to the final. Are we going to be having a repeat of those? Remember those years of the Federer Nadal Classics? Looks like that's what we'll be having in Australia in 2017. So just stick around, and you'll get all the details on the program tonight. So guys, let me get your thoughts. Welcome to the show. I'm sure a lot of you are surprised. If anybody told you at the beginning of the first Grand Slam of the year that you'll be having the All Williams Sisters again, you will say no. Venus has gone down the hill. Serena is not exactly on top of her game. But guess what? That's what we'll be seeing. Yeah. So Williams against Williams.
A lot of people have said we're probably going to see an old school finals. The experienced ones making it count. We didn't see it coming. I mean, you go into tournament, you expect Serena to get to the final, but not Venus. These days, you expect Nadal probably to be the highlight of crashing out in the fourth round, third round, second round, one injury after the other. But it's shown us that, look, I'm still the man for the big occasion. And Roger Federer, you know, many records. He's going to be the oldest guy to ever play in a Grand Slam final. This is going to be his 28th final. I mean, a lot of stats.
And if Nadal is able to do the business tomorrow, Wale, then another Federer Nadal Classic.
Yeah.
On the horizon. This time, older versions of the two great players.
A retro Australian Open, throwback, you want to call it. And Federer and Nadal used to be an epic. You know, those guys used to give us something to always remember.
See older version of
Federer
Nadal final.
Saw him today relive the years. Nadal also has had a good tournament so far. So how about when we have a Williams final, we also have what looks like a great rivalry. It has to go down as one of the greatest rivalry, not only in tennis, but also in sports. Because after Federer's 18th Grand Slam, the man who comes close next is Rafael Nadal.
With 14.
There's some big rivalry. Yeah. Hopefully, we can have Nadal give it to us tomorrow when he qualifies for the final by beating Grigor Dimitrov.
And this is our last chance to probably see both of them. My opinion here, probably the last chance to see both of them at that stage. I don't think they have much more left
in the tank
in them. And
all right, we wanted to talk to us about this as well. So let's just talk about the feedback on the program tonight. A lot of interesting talking points on the program tonight. That's one of them. So we want you to engage with us on social media and talk to us around all of these issues by way of feedback. Let's talk about feedback very quickly. For those of you who know what to do, you know how to do it. That's it once again showing on your screen. But in case you are watching for the first time and you don't know how to be a part of the show, to engage with us and make your contributions to all that we're doing, just follow what you see right there on your screen. The addresses are there on Facebook, on Twitter. Those handles are there for you. Give us your thoughts, your opinion to these issues that we've talked about, that we'll talk about on the program, and we will be getting your thoughts and your opinion across to all those who are watching online, real time, all the time on Sports Tonight. Let's also tell you that you can keep track of all that we're doing on our website, www.channelstv.com, as well as on youtube.com/channelsweb. All right, so you can keep track of all of that, and just follow all that we're doing on the show. If you click on m.channelstv.com, it allows you to watch us using your iPhone, your BlackBerry, or your iPhone. And if you download the Channels app, you can for Android, iOS, Windows, from their respective stores, then you can really keep Channels so close to you, Channels at your fingertips, 247, and then you can also enjoy all that Channels is offering as well. And as we always say it on this show, when you do all of it, we want to appreciate you. Just tell us where your comments, your posts, your tweets are coming from, all right, so that we can really appreciate you for the effort. All right, let's quickly start from home. Destiny, charity, not destiny. Charity, they say, begins at home. We're starting tonight's program from Okpekpe in Edo State, and you know the reason why Okpekpe is now becoming the mecca of road races in not just Nigeria, in Africa, and that's because the Okpekpe road race, after the first few years of operation, has now moved on to the bronze label, and there are plans to even upgrade it and make it even bigger and better. But what's the story? The international press, the Association of the Sporting Press, International Sporting Press, have indicated interest to be a part, to be partners with the Okpekpe road race. And for me, Yemi, that is very befitting. This is an international race, yeah. And it's not out of place for the international media to begin to buy into it.
Yeah, I like the coloration it's beginning to take. The Okpekpe road race has been granted full membership of the Association of International Marathons and Distance Races. And I guess that's what's the magnet that is bringing the AIPS and a whole lot of other international bodies, because now it's attracting the right attention. This is the 5th edition. When it started, you know, a lot of skepticism in the air. A lot of people were wondering, can we do that here in Nigeria? Do we have the culture here in Nigeria? But guess what? 5th edition will be holding this year in May. And just 1 or 2 editions were already on the bronze label. And it shows that gradually we're making progress. The organizers of this event, kudos must go to them, because they're doing a fantastic job. And everybody wants to associate with what is good. But then another thing about doing something good is that you don't have to rest on your horse. You know, everybody are looking at ways to make it better and bigger. And I guess that's why AIPS is coming into this. There's a lot that can be done in terms of publicity. There's a lot that can be done in terms of creating awareness. I guess that's where AIPS comes in. Ensure that this event is widely reported, is getting the coverage that it deserves, while the organizers are looking at how to broaden the scope, how probably to ensure that Nigerians too, more participation, and a whole lot of things. I mean, all of this just makes you happy, and to also think that, you know, the Lagos City Marathon is somewhere around, yeah. You know, and to think that this kind of events can happen in Nigeria is really well organized, and is well organized as well. It's really heartwarming.
All right, so that's it. So if you are a buff of athletics, there's a lot for you to look forward to in terms of road races, long distance races, and marathons. And of course, you can be sure that we will be here to keep talking about all of these things. Let's come home very quickly. Let's talk football now. Domestic football, the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let's take you to Ibadan. And talk about the 3SC of Ibadan. And well, not 3SC really. Let's talk about the role that government should be playing, and the comments of respected football administrator and coach, former Super Eagles coach Adegboye Onigbede, has been talking about making government less involved in administering the clubs and owning clubs. He's talking about the structure of club football, and he's joining his voice with those of seasoned administrators and knowledgeable people, experts, who have been talking about community ownership of clubs. You remember the CEO of the league management company, Ndo Karabo, has been talking about the future of club ownership in Nigeria, and he says it looks like it's community-based ownership that will be sustainable on the long run. Let's listen to Adegboye Onigbinde talk about this, and then we'll be back with more on Sports Tonight.
Turnout, I think there is an improvement, but I believe it could be better. And it is what it is now because we don't have one single football club in Nigeria. What we have are parastatals. Somebody was saying there that there is usually confusion among the sports council, the state FA, and the club. And I asked the question, who owns the three? The sports council owns it. The FA, the club. So there must be confusion. Throw the club back to the community. Then there will be sense of belonging. Ordinarily in this country, who wants to spend money on government projects? Okay. But if you see it as your own project, of course. That is the basic problem. It's a government project. Under normal circumstances, the NFF should set up a body that will monitor the league.
All right, that's former Super Eagles coach Adegboye Onigbinde, looking ever so young, so active, and also making a lot of sense all the time. I mean, that's what you expect when you catch up with Adegboye Onigbinde. He will tell you exactly what he feels, and most times he's always spot on with his assessments of club football, particularly club football in Nigeria. We're staying in Ibadan now, and guys, let's just look back at the fallout of yesterday. Yesterday we had match day 4 of the Nigeria Professional Football League, and it was MFM that went to Ibadan and got a point of Shooting Stars. That's the goal that Sikiru Olatubosun scored for 3SC. For us, and I think that's the late equalizer for 3SC, late goal, the last kick of the game to draw, bring them back into the game. For me, this is good. MFM are really showing that things will be different this time. Going to Ibadan, where they crumbled 3-0 last season, picking a point. 3SC chasing up to the final minutes of the game. For me, it's quite encouraging.
Yeah, very, especially for MFM, who might be left distraught with that result in the manner in which they've lost those 3 points. But they'll be encouraged that they've picked up a point away from home. Been a while, MFM went away from home to pick a point. Even the last time they went away from home, they were spanked 4-0 by FC Fanyaba. So it's a breath of fresh air for the club. But for Shooting Stars, the performance has been good, but the results haven't really been coming, and I don't know if they will be Fatama will be happy with this result, because they played well and they kept on knocking till they got that equalizer. But it was a good game, and you felt that the stress of traveling to Kano took its toll on them, and maybe that was a reflection of why we had much of the away teams having joy against the home teams on match day 4. We had 5 draws, 5 stalemates.
4 of them,
four of them barren. So that tells you something. The trips will
fatigue beginning to set in. We'll talk about that, Wale. We'll talk about that, Yemi. I'll also come back to you. But we will want to take the opinion of Fatai Amal, his reaction to this draw, and then we'll go on a break. So we'll take his reaction. We'll go on the break and be back with more on Sports Tonight.
With what we saw that happened here today, it means anywhere you go, you can really give out your best, you can win. And that's the mind we should have now. We cannot go back to what has happened in the past, but we can take a look at it that ordinarily maybe in Kano we'll have had this type of story if we have stood our ground till the last minute. But then, not digressing too much, that's a game we have to, because now we have dropped 2 valuable points at home. Where do you get it? It's away, and we have to work towards that.